God, I love technology. Okay. These are not the droids you're looking for.
Okay. Let's do an unboxing. Dun, 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 dun.
Hi there. Welcome to the Notorious Needle. I'm Sarah.
I'm Bridget.
And on this channel, we talk about cross stitch. Snarky, sassy, in your face, cross stitch, and tutorials.
And we have fun doing it.
So here we are again. It's holiday season. We got our holiday
shirts on. Yes, 'tis the season.
'Tis the season.
And we have our coffee with Bailey's. Well, I have Bailey's.
I've got pumpkin cream liqueur, which is very
It's good, but fear not, I have a cover on my cup.
Yes, thank goodness, because
Yeah, if you've watched any of our videos, yeah.
So I'm the daughter.
I'm the mom.
And we're back together. So last Flosstube, unfortunately, Bridget was sick.
I had the crud, not the plague, just the crud.
The regular crud, not the new crud.
Yeah, I got over it.
And now we're back together. Yay! Just in time for holidays. So in our last video, we got a few comments, and we got comments on some of the tutorial videos. So I like to go over some of those because we really like hearing and reading about your comments. So Linda Phillips commented on the wash or cross stitch video. Have you ever had the thread fade into your cross stitch after you wash it? So that's, we were gonna do this video, we're gonna do never have I ever. So that's like a good never have I ever. So never have I ever had the floss bleed into the fabric while I was cross stitching.
Nope. I thought you only took a drink if you have.
Yes.
Oh, so you have? Ah, okay.
So when I was first learning, I was probably a teenager, and I had bought my first kit. So I must have been a teenager because I had a job. One of my first kits, and it was a Christmas kit, and it did not use DMC floss. It was like a cheap thing that I got at a hobby store, and when I washed it, the white fabric turned pink from Santa's hat, so I tossed it.
That was terrible.
Yeah.
All that work.
It wasn't that much work. I mean, it was like a chintzy little thing, but yeah. So Linda, I have, but not lately because I stick with color fast threads.
Yes.
And if we're not using color fast threads, we are following the directions for the product we purchased. So if you get hand dyed fabric or floss, probably don't want to wash that. What you do is you wash your hands ahead of time.
A lot of washing your hands ahead of time.
Yeah, every time.
And a grime guard is good.
Yeah, grime guards work too.
Yeah.
Mary Ann Roths commented on the cross stitch confetti video. Just found you a cross stitcher that shares techniques, not just what they stitch. Thanks.
Hey,
well, you're welcome.
Good.
That's awesome. And then on our previous video, let me see, let me go to that one. We had a comment on the previous Flosstube, and this was Dawn Biderman wrote, "You can definitely tea coffee dye a finished project with DMC. Many designers do it," because this was in response to your...
Yes.
She wrote, "Many designers do it and it doesn't seem to change the thread color much. I'm guessing here, but I think it's the color fast dye method that DMC uses. Also, most of us who use floss drops don't measure the required amount for a project. The whole skein is on the drop and then stored that way after the project is over. Many of us do not store on bobbins at all, and most of us have completely moved far, far away from bobbins and have never looked back." And she mentioned a Flosstube, Jean Farish, who goes into depth with floss drops and washing projects, etc., etc. Thank you, Dawn, for that comment. I did go and watch Jean's Flosstube about the floss drops, and I found it very fascinating, and I'm looking forward to using her methods for creating some.
I'm going to stick with the bobbins. I know people don't like them. Some people say it makes a kink in the thread. When you sew the thread, there's no kinks. I've never seen a kink.
Let me set the record straight.
Yeah.
Because when you're cross stitching, no, the kinks are so small, the stitches are so small. Oops, my watch thinks I'm talking to it. The kinks are so small that you don't, and the stitches are small, you don't see the kinks in your cross stitches, right? However, if you're using the embroidery floss for like
something else,
embroidery like satin stitch or something, you would definitely see it on a satin stitch.
Okay.
Right?
Well, since I usually only do cross stitch with my cross stitch thread, it's never been a problem.
Cross stitch, you're fine.
And I'm a bit of a slob. So, but I'm a Virgo. So I like to have my floss in numerical order so I can find it.
Okay.
And if I have to go through a whole bunch of hanging, dangling threads, they're going to be a tangled mess by the time I'm done with it, because I don't have any place like out to hang them like on a wall or something. And even if I did, the ones I wasn't using would get collected with dust.
So I've seen what she recommended.
What did she recommend?
You tie it in a knot. So you take the whole skein is on the floss drop, right? And it's like this long or whatever. Then you tie it in a very loose knot. Or if you have a whole collection of floss drops that you've put together for your next project, you have them all on a ring and then you tie them in a loose knot, and that's how you store them, and then they don't get all tangled up and messy and stuff. Okay, well, I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, and the loose knot doesn't create kinks, which is what people are worried about. So, I forgot what this comment was. 1986 Killer Queen wrote on the Prepare Fabric for Happier cross stitch. Okay, so I was talking about cutting your fabric to the right size.
Oh yeah, the bane of my existence.
And I was making fun of you in the video. So I was like, yeah, you should use my cross stitch calculator because my mom does it and she fucks it up all the time.
True.
Yeah. I totally threw you under the bus. And she wrote, oh, burn, roasted. Mom was wrong, and now she learned it publicly. Oh my God, that was adorable. Thanks, 1986 Killer Queen. That made me laugh.
Well, it's not the first time. Won't be the last time. No. I don't really care.
Yeah, it's a true story. So, it hurt. It only hurt. The truth hurts.
Well, I just want people to know you're not alone. Okay, I feel your pain. I do the same thing. It's one of those things that every time, in fact, we're going to talk about this later because I'm starting a new pattern. Oh. We talk about new starts. Every time I try to start a new pattern, I got to sit there and figure out what size fabric to use.
Yeah, you called me like last week and was like, can you help me figure this out? And I was like, here's the calculator.
There's nothing I hate more than starting in the center of this great big piece of fabric and then using up maybe this much of it, and now you've got this border that you've cut off, and now what are you going to do with that? And had I known, I would have started in a corner, and then I would have maybe been able to get other pictures out of the rest of the fabric.
Right.
I just don't like wasting it.
Well, that's if you start in the middle. You can just start in the corner. Oh, but you're afraid
that's
that
if you know where the corner is supposed to end up.
Okay.
Yeah, which I don't always.
That could be a problem.
That's the math part.
No mathing. All right, so, and then before we get into the new stitchy stuff, I just wanted to mention again, we are at 4,500 subscribers, so
awesome.
Thank you to all of you who have come back again and again to watch these silly videos with us. And when we reach 5,000 subscribers, we are going to give away a golden skein of DMC embroidery floss. Oh, look, see, there's mine right there in my bin.
Oh yeah, that's the box, right?
Yeah, that's what it looks like right there.
Right behind her. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, by the way, you may have noticed that the background is a total disaster. That is because my office is under construction. Previously, it had 3 walls, and now it has 4. There's a new wall over there. It looks purple right now. It won't stay purple. Yeah. My husband is building me a wall. He said he was going to try to get Trump to pay for it, but I told him good luck with that because Trump doesn't pay for jack shit. So it's under construction. Everything's being moved around and redesigned, and I had mentioned in a previous video that I was going to be taking a break from tutorials on YouTube for a couple of months because I'm creating a cross-stitch course, but also because this craft room is under construction. You should have seen the pile of drywall dust that I had to vacuum up and stuff, But that means no more air conditioning noise, and I won't hear the dog's nails as she walks in the other room, stuff like that, little stuff. that bothers me. But also I have a wall, so while my husband is cooking dinner, he's not, hey babe, what do you think about this? And I'm like, what? Were you talking to me?
He will anyway.
Yeah, he
Mine
might.
does.
That's okay. I don't mind. Not when I'm doing cross stitch stuff. When I'm working though, during COVID,
Right.
I got to work from home a lot, and that was a real struggle. So
Right. Well, before we move on to new stitchy stuff, there was a comment that someone had made on a previous video, and I do not remember who it was because that's your job, not mine. And I get to throw you under the bus this time.
All right.
And we were talking about freight check and Mod Podge.
Yes.
And so I did try, just so you know, I did try using the Mod Podge on the back of a hoop. I had a hoop finish, and I had folded the fabric over and stitched it and then put felt on the back. And what I did was I used the Mod Podge to glue the felt to the back instead of using freight check or some other glue. And I just wanted to let you know that it worked great. Worked fine, worked perfectly. So that Mod Podge that I got for $1 at the dollar store, which by the way is now $1.25, everything went up, at least in our neighborhood. But I mean, still, it's totally worth it. That worked. And
was so in Flosstube number 18, that was Julie Wright, who wrote, would Mod Podge work to coat the glitter tool to stop it dropping glitter everywhere? Oh, that's not about backing
that's not that one.
Oh, okay. Well,
close enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, I used the Mod Podge instead of the freight check, and I gotta tell you, I may use it again in the future because freight check's expensive.
Yeah.
And the Mod Podge is a lot cheaper.
At the dollar store.
Yeah, I found it at mine.
Get a little bottle.
They all have this now. They all have this crafty corner or something, whatever, that they're doing in the dollar
Oh yeah, and
stores.
they have those like pre-printed cross stitch.
Yeah, I mean that's great if you have
store.
a child or somebody that that wants to try cross stitch, and it's a great first kit, and it's only $1.
No. It's just printed, and you buy it, and that's it. It's already like done. It's printed on the fabric. It's not.
It's not. You don't stitch over it.
It's a decoration.
Oh,
yeah.
What's the point? I guess it's just to get the look without the work.
It's because cross stitch is cool now, you guys, and even the dollar store wants
we were
to get
ahead of
on
our
it.
time, like eons.
Yeah, yeah. I've never been cool. So cool. Thank you for following up on that.
It worked
to know.
good.
So let's move on to new stitchy stuff. This is my favorite. All right. Do you want me to go to first, or do you want to
go first? Because I have a lot.
Okay. So I have two things. I might have talked about this already, but I got some washi tape, and I'm going to use. This is it's crafting tape. It's not really washi tape. It's pretty thin. It's like a collection. They're all sparkly.
It is sparkly. I like that.
Sparkly.
So explain to everybody, because I'm not sure either, why that's stitchy.
So I'm going to use this to decorate my hoop for this finish.
Okay.
So this is La Tuitanette from Peacock and Fig. It's awesome. I love this. I did change out, her necklace is Krynic thread, so it's shiny, and then I put a little bit of shiny thread and the etoile in each of the flowers. And then I'm going to wrap the hoop in a couple of these ribbons. I might just use one. I think.
So you're going to take this out of the hoop.
Out of the hoop, and I'm going
and then
to
wrap it. That sounds like a video.
Yeah. That'll be the next tutorial. Probably February, you guys. Probably February. Maybe March. It depends on how long this place is under construction.
Yeah.
So that's why I've always wanted to try that out,
and you got nice complementary colors.
Yeah, I picked a color that was like popping a little bit, like right here in this flower, and I think over here in these flowers. Did I get a stain on it? No, I'm gonna have to wash it.
That's another tutorial. Somebody wanted to know how to get
Yeah.
stains out of fabric. I have a couple like that too.
So I just picked out colors that I thought would complement the pattern, and it's a circular pattern, so I definitely wanted to frame it in a hoop, and I'm going to back it with some kind of white something so that you can't see through, because it's on Aida. This is 14 count Aida. It's just Charles Craft or whatever the DMC brand is. It's like it's a baby blue. I think the color's coming out really nice on the screen.
It does. Well, the color, this pattern looks really good. The colors look really good.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought I liked it. I wanted like a sky blue background for my little birdie.
Yeah.
La Tweetinette. And the word bubble says, "You are a royal twat," which is fun because Peacock and Fig. So that's Dana Batho, and she likes to do snarky patterns too, but she tries to do it's usually like traditional figures, like this beautiful watercolor bird that she drew herself, and then she'll add like a snarky phrase or something, but she also likes to create them so that they're not all snarky, and it's like you could have it or not, and
that's
so
why it's the little bubble.
The patterns come with a PDF full of word bubbles that you can come out and cut out and pin to your pattern.
That's
cute.
What
I did. I
That's
just
liked it. Cute.
Anyway, so this is crafting tape, not washi tape, so it's really thin. So I'll see how it comes out, but it should work. In my brain, this is gonna work. So we'll see whether I succeed or fail.
We'll make it
I
work.
will tell you. Oh, I forgot to take this out. And then the only other stitchy thing I have is the November Fortnight Fabrics. I know.
Crinkle.
I'm sorry. So unprofessional. So this is the November Fortnight Fabrics.
I'm gonna model it.
This is called Chauffeur. So this is the opalescent.
Now is this
This
a
is
fat?
32 count.
Is this a fat quarter?
No.
What is this?
I don't even know, you guys. I'm sorry. I don't even know. Do I need to bust out measuring tape?
No, I like the opalescent. Does that show in the camera?
It does, yeah.
It's really pretty.
Yeah, it is really pretty.
And I love the fabric dye. They did a really nice job on that.
I think it's a little, oh no, color is coming out. I think it's a little more deeper, like a tiny bit more blue in real life than it looks way more green on the screen.
It does look very green, yes.
But it is green.
But that is really pretty.
Yeah, I like it. I'm like, oh, you're not folding it right.
I'm not folding it right?
Nah, it doesn't matter.
There you go.
So that was the November Fabric of the Month Club, and I chose the bougie version. I forget what they call it. They have like different color styles, and I chose the one with the opalescent because that's what I like.
Opalescent's very pretty.
Yeah. All right, that's it for me for stitchy stuff.
That's it for you
for new stitchy stuff.
I have new stitchy stuff too, and
right.
so I have the Bestitch Me Fabric of the Month Club, and this one is called Frost. And I think this one is, I'm pretty sure this one is December's. And this one is a fat quarter. So that's why I was asking, because there's quite a difference.
So this one's a quarter, not a fat quarter.
Yeah, this one's a fat quarter. And it's called Frost. And I really like that. I mean, it just looks wintry. So
yeah, it's very pretty.
This is begging for a Santa.
It looks sky, maybe sky or
yeah.
I don't know. The blues always make me think of skies and oceans.
And I had thought about using this for one of my new starts, but one of my new starts is more of a full coverage. Too much of it will be covered up.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to waste.
Use a pretty fabric on a full coverage.
I want to do something where the fabric is really going to be part of the star, not the background.
Yeah.
So yeah. That's one new stitchy stuff. And then we had our holiday party, and
who's we?
At work.
Oh, okay.
And my Secret Santa bought me everything I put on my list. So.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
Oh my God! Wow!
That was very generous.
I know.
Thank you, Secret Santa.
Yeah, really. And so I got this really great book.
Oh,
it's
cool.
called Bewitching Cross Stitch. Oh yeah, but you what? Wait till you see. Aside from the fact that there's a dragon on the front.
That's a castle, a unicorn, and an owl. Oh,
I know, it's a little.
That owl's really pretty.
It's all really pretty, and it's by Joan Elliott. Oh, but wait, there's more. I will show you why I had to buy.
It's Mother Moon.
It's Mother Moon.
Okay, so we're in. Wait, you have to drink. Wait, you have to drink. That's a drinking game.
Oh, Mother Moon's a drink? Oh, that's their drinking game. Is that our drinking game now too?
On the Sunshine Stitchers. EJ is stitching Mother Moon, and she's almost done.
She is done.
Oh, did she finish?
She finished it.
Oh my God, good job.
She finished it. Oh, but wait, there's more.
She's been stitching on that for months, and that was like their drinking game.
The companion piece is Father's Son.
I am borrowing that from you.
You have to wait till I finish them. Oh, well, actually you don't. If you want, I'll scan it. Because I have to scan it anyway to put it on my tablet.
Oh,
but,
you want to make a working copy.
I'm going to make a working copy because I don't work on my books.
That's fine. I'll wait till you're done.
But they're gorgeous. They're just gorgeous. And they use
beautiful.
Krennig and they use beads. And
yeah, I saw the beads on hers, on EJ's, on Sunshine Stitchers.
And this is what I'm going to need a little help with.
That is full coverage. And
yes.
Even though it's not like the whole frame is going to be...
No, but it's going to cover so much of the fabric.
There's no space in between the stitches. I mean, they've got a frame, and EJ didn't do the frame because I think she wanted to put it in not a square frame.
Oh.
She didn't do the border.
Oh. I don't know if I'll do the border.
I would totally. Is there a border on father-son?
I believe there is. They're not the same size. Yeah, father-son also has a border.
Oh my God,
they're not exactly the same size,
but
I think father-son's a little bit smaller. Mother Moon is bigger, but that's okay.
All right with
That's perfectly fine with me. And there's also beading and Krennig on this pattern, and it's just, they are going to be such a great set in my house. I can't wait. But then on top of that, there's all these other gorgeous. There's a Wheel of the Year. Hang on a second. If I can find it, yeah, in floral. Look at that.
Ooh.
They made it into a pillow, but it's flowers, and each one has associated with a sabbath.
Season? Oh, a sabbath.
Yeah, there's 8. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
beautiful.
I love that too. Well,
when
what
she
happened
says
was
sabbath, she's talking about the 8 sabbats in the Wiccan year.
Right. And then of course they've got fairies and dragons and castle, and I'm like, I was looking through this book and I found it on Amazon. So I gave, when we do Secret Santa at work, we kind of give hints about what we would want. And I don't usually give hints because sometimes I hint and I end up with something not quite right.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And so what I do is I actually print out the Amazon page and staple it to the back of my sheet. So it's like, if you're not sure what I'm talking about, it's right here. Here's the link.
Oh, yeah.
Go buy that.
All right, in that case, I'll put the link for that down below.
Mm-hmm. And so what happened is I was looking on Amazon for different things that I might want my Secret Santa to get me. And as soon as I saw the Mother Moon in the book, I was like, okay, I got to have it.
Yeah, it's lovely.
And then I saw the Father-Son, and I was like, oh my God.
Can you show the back cover? What is the back cover?
It's just what's the back cover? Oh, it's a
black cat in like a cottage window or something.
Right, and that's also part of it. And the nice thing is, like, she has smaller patterns here, and they're not just smaller patterns that are taken out of the main pattern. They're smaller patterns that are a companion piece to the main pattern.
Oh, that's fun.
It is. So she has other black cats in here, but it's not the same one that she just pulled out of this, right? So it's really nice. The book is about $26 or something at the moment on Amazon.
And this is Bewitching Cross Stitch by Joan Elliott.
Yes. And then I also got
it's
the variegated DMC.
Set. Wow.
The whole set, yes. Nice. And lo and behold, both Mother Moon and Father Son take a couple of the variegated skeins.
That's fun.
So, and I didn't know that because I didn't have the book ahead of time. But when I was reading through the pattern, they both take it. So now I have them.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's a whole complete set. I don't know how many's in here. I didn't look at it. Wow, 36 of them.
Yeah, that's
nice. Pretty good.
That's really nice.
And it wasn't that expensive either. I don't want to say
will
that
you be
like,
my Secret Santa next year?
If you make it absolutely, positively exactly what I need, sure. You just tell me everything.
Oh no,
you
I
want.
mean I'm talking your Secret Santa. Come see me next year.
And then I also got
an Ottlight.
An Ottlight, but not just any Ottlight. The tabletop version. So this can come with me to StitchCon because I understand that they have really good lighting, which is not the issue. I need magnify.
Magnifiers for sure.
Then I got new glasses, but they're not ready yet.
Just bring stuff that's like easy to stitch. That's what I'm gonna do.
I don't bring stuff that's easy to stitch.
Yeah, I usually have one that's easy that like I can just chill and relax and I don't have to worry too much.
Honey,
about
14 count is I still need a magnifier for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got old. Sorry, I just did. I used to do like 36 count, or what's the really big one, 40 count or something.
Yeah.
You know, I used to count linen. I used to do cross stitch on linen pillowcases. On pillowcases.
Yeah.
And I would count the linen. So
wow.
Insane. But anyway, so I got this really cute Ottlight. This is also
what does it do?
Amazon.
It's LED clip and freestanding magnifier.
Right.
Oh, cool. So you could take the magnifier out and use it separately.
There's
and it's
two.
got an LED in it.
Supposedly, I think there's 2 different magnifiers.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
I know. I haven't opened it. You want to open it? Let's do an unboxing. Dun 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 dun.
Ottlight unboxing.
here we go. So crinkle, crinkle. It's not so bad though.
Here, you can put stuff on top of this. It's not on.
Okay. Aha.
That's the base. It looks like at a magnifier.
Okay, so there's the base. Yeah, I hadn't actually looked at this before. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it does have a separate...
It has a separate little magnifier.
Oh, wait, let me see that. I think it has a light on it.
I think this one does too.
Look at the magnifier has like a separate light right
And so does
there.
this. There's a light right here. So these are two different magnifications, I think. I think one might be stronger than the other. And I think they're interchangeable.
They're not labeled, so...
Believe me, I'll know. Oh, it doesn't have batteries in it.
No, well, of course not.
I believe
Nothing
it takes
comes with batteries anymore.
Yeah, well, it shouldn't anyway because, you know, oh, well, before I destroy it, I'm going to read the directions and find out where the batteries go.
Very cool.
But this is like, I'm so happy because, you know, then I can put it right here, right, and hold my work right here and sit up close to the table because my art light is a floor model.
Yeah.
And the thing is just huge.
Which is great, but it's not portable.
It is not portable. And this is also, this I can use when I come over here to stitch too.
Yeah, oh, good idea.
Or I'm going to bring it when I go to my mom's and make cards with her.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you'll take that everywhere for all the things, all the crafts.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, this is going to be highly useful. So, let me see if that's all my new witchy stitchy stuff. I think it might be. Yes. That is all that's enough. I mean, I made out like a bandit.
Yay!
This is really, really nice. I can't wait to put these things together and start using them.
All right, so it's time for another Never Have I Ever.
Uh-oh, okay.
So,
go ahead.
Never have I ever poked myself with a needle while cross-stitching. In fact, I just did that a couple of weeks ago.
All the time.
Well, I was using a pointy needle, I'll show you, for one of my patterns, and yeah, the worst is like when you get it right up under your fingernail.
Well, I was doing the plastic canvas, the one that I'm doing for STITCHCon that I decided not to bring because I want it to be a surprise. Mm-hmm. And yeah, of course, I had to actually use a thimble. Yeah. Because I just kept poking myself with the needle. Okay.
Yeah. Never have I ever lost a pattern before completing a whip. I've never done that. You've lost it. You don't put it like with the whip?
Well, put it this way. I remember the girl and the boy tea set that I showed you guys. I think it was the first Flosstube that we did together. And I had brought in a lot of different finished projects. Yeah. And they're now hanging in my office. But the girl with the tea set, and then there's the boy with the airplanes. Well, partway through the boy with the airplanes, I got to the point where I was like, I can't do this anymore. Because they were big, heirloom quality, very, very tiny stitches.
Yeah, and they had the petite stitches in
the petite stitches in the face where you blended two threads together and then you were stitching like one over one. Yeah. Like I can't do that anymore. But
wiggly.
Sorry. And you may have to edit this. I'm thinking I lost track of where I was.
You lost the pattern?
I lost the pattern.
While you were stitching it?
Yeah, I put everything away, and I thought I put the magazine. It came from a magazine.
You put it away for a while.
I put it away for a while because I had to stitch other things to get my sanity back. And then I knew I would come back to it in probably about 6 months. And I came back to it, and the magazine was gone. So evidently, I must have either thought I put the magazine back in my magazine rack. I should have kept it with the pattern. I didn't. I don't do that anymore. Now I make a working copy. But I didn't keep it, and then I was going crazy. So I ended up Googling, well, there wasn't Google at that point, but I ended up trying to look up, because I knew which magazine it was in. Mm-hmm. And I just kept looking up those different issues until I found the issue it was in, and then I actually had to go and buy the issue again.
Very lucky. Like, it could have been out of print.
I'm lucky I didn't wait too long.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Well, I mean, each one of those pictures was 18 months. So I already had like 10 months worth of work into this picture. Yeah. There was no way I was gonna. But I mean, I have 2 works in progress right now that were in my band bin. Like, I'm sick of them. I'm not gonna finish them. Oh, okay. I have no idea where those patterns are.
Oh, well, then why are you holding on to them?
Because I can't give them away unless I can find the pattern.
Oh, I see. You're gonna give them away if you.
I was gonna
with
probably give them away with
That's
the pattern.
idea.
Maybe
I understand.
You know, to Goodwill or maybe at StitchCon. I don't know if they want my.
Yeah, no, there's
unfinished.
freebie. Yeah, people do that.
Yeah, but a freebie thing is different.
No, people do that. Like they'll say, I don't want to stitch this anymore. Do you want it? And other people will say, yeah, I'll take it. And they
I can do that.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. But I got to find the pattern.
You would need to find the pattern. Yeah, you're not going to give somebody a whip with no pattern.
Here's a whip and a project. You have to find the pattern for it.
Good luck.
I don't even remember the name of it. What year was it? Beats me. This pattern could be older than my kids. I don't know.
Yeah, wow, don't do that.
No.
And we're not young people. We're not young.
So, I got to find them. But, you got another one of those?
One more. You're going to like this one. Never have I ever accidentally stitched my cross-stitch project to my clothes.
Of course I have.
Mm-hmm.
Have you? Oh, I've got one for you.
Wait, so I was stitching on waist canvas on a t-shirt, and not only did I stitch it through to the back of the t-shirt, but I had it down here and I was stitching on it and I stitched it to my shirt.
Yep, I have done that.
Yeah,
I have done that. I stitched it to what I was wearing, like a very big sweater because I was cold, and this was when I lived in New England. And I had my stitching right here, and I had my hand partially under the sweatshirt because my fingers were cold.
Oh, yeah.
And I stitched it right to my sweatshirt. But never have I ever cross-stitched two folded pieces of fabric together.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep, this is why I use a hoop now.
Yeah, no, I've done that.
Because when you stitch in hand, sometimes you fold the fabric over,
Yep.
and now you're stitching through two,
Yep.
and you suddenly went, uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, oops.
Now I got to take it out.
Yeah, totally done that. So that's new stitchy stuff. Ooh, finishes.
I have finishes. You have finishes?
I have finishes!
Not fully finished, but finished.
No, I have one fully finished and one finished.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
So fully finished first.
Okay.
Ta-da!
Yay.
I did it!
Oh, it looks great.
It's completely
It's
done.
bigger than I thought it was going to be.
It's huge, you guys!
But it's functional.
Yes. Yeah, you can roll it. It rolls.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we were messing with it the other day. So this is the 3D 20-sided die by Tom Katsumi in the Adventures issue of X Stitch magazine, which I think it was issue 18. I don't remember, but it's the Adventures issue. Yeah, so I finally finished it. I gotta get pictures up and tag the designer. He was when I posted that it was a whip, he was excited. So
that's very cool.
So I did. So when I attached, like I ended up with two halves. I ended up with two halves. And I used the joining stitch to join all the pieces, and but I could not get the two halves to fit together with the joining stitch. So I followed the directions, and I did the overcast stitch, and I finished the edges, and then I took the black thread and I sewed it, connecting the overcast stitch. So I did what is it called? Where you go up and then cross, and then up and then cross, and then up and then cross.
I don't know.
It's not a running stitch.
I don't know. There is an embroidery stitch like that.
Yeah. Well, I forget what it's called, but
it's not a whip stitch.
You've got two sides of stitches, right? And then your needle goes up one, and then you go to the other side, and then you go up the next one, and then the other side, and go up one. And when you pull tight, the edges close.
Well, that's usually how you stitch sweaters.
Okay, well, I have no experience stitching sweaters, and that worked. That worked really well.
It looks so cool.
It came out so good. I'm really happy with it.
Now, does Oscar know this is his?
Yeah, he saw it the other day.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, is this going to be like a Yule present?
Yeah, it's an early present. He's tickled. He loves it. So my husband plays D&D, and this is going to be for those like special extra rolls, you know, where the DM has like some discretion about what he's going to roll or not. And I warned him that it's not going to be 100% random because the edges, they're not all, I don't know if you can see, but you know, there's a little warping. Like it's plastic canvas. Right. So it's not going to be perfectly straight.
Yeah.
But it still rolls and it's kind of cool. So yeah, he's going to use that. He's like, now his best friend wants one, and I'm like, dude, it took me a while. I don't know if I'm gonna stitch another.
I'll teach you how to stitch, and you can make your own.
Finger, I have a new callus, or refreshed callus. I always get a callus on that finger when I stitch on plastic. So I stitched this 4 strands, which is ridiculous. You really only need 3. 4 strands on 14 count white perforated plastic. I always recommend clear if you can get it, but I could only find white, so I stitched it on white. So that's one finish.
Very good.
That's my FFO. And then I have another finish.
Yay. Oh, yeah.
It says, let that shit go.
That's from the Shits and Giggles collection.
It is.
I like it.
So the only modification I made to the pattern is the back stitch. I changed the color. So the back stitch color was the same color as these
the
motifs here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, on the pattern. And that's if you're stitching on white. But since this is like I think this is oatmeal. This is 16 count oatmeal. The fabric isn't it's mottled, right? So there's like, it's distracting and you can't see the back stitch. So I changed it and I took this dark color from the shadow on shit and I added it, and then I dated it and put my initials. I remember to put my initials, which I never do.
Let's see. Oh yeah. Oh, and you did it really tiny.
Well, yeah. It's supposed to be like subtle, you know. Anyway, so that's going up in our bathroom. Let that shit go. And this is from the Notorious Needle Shits and Giggles collection. So yay, it's done.
That's really cute.
Thank you. I love it. I think it came out great. I'm so happy with it. And this one is also going to go in a hoop. You can frame this in a square frame because it's kind of round on this side and kind of square on this side, but I'm going to put it in a hoop.
I think it'll work in a hoop.
Especially like, and I'm going to Scotch Guard it. Spray it with some Scotch Guard because it's going to go in the bathroom, which is humid, so that I don't get like mold on the stitches and stuff.
I read somewhere that somebody said that they put cling wrap over the top and then put the hoop on, so that instead of glass, that they put cling wrap on it. And the only thing that I think is we're in South Florida.
Wouldn't it be reflective?
Well, I'm not so worried about that. I'm thinking that the humidity might get behind it, and then the cling wrap doesn't let the humidity go anywhere. Oh. So if you've ever done that, let us know, because I have never done that.
I never thought of that.
I wouldn't have thought of it either. I read it in somebody else's blog, and I'm thinking, I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I might try it with a small piece that isn't really important, and maybe see what happens in a couple of years.
I would think that it would you would see a lot of the reflection on the cling.
No, more than you do on glass.
I know, and I don't use glass either.
Yeah. Oh, I do. I use glass sometimes.
I don't like to use glass. It depends. I guess if it's something that I want to last for like decades, I might use glass, just because if it's something that you leave up all the time, it'll collect dust and stuff, and the glass will prevent the dust from like getting inside the stitches.
Right.
But this one I'm gonna Scotch Guard, and then I'm gonna put some kind of backing on it. I don't know. Maybe I'm back it with like some kind of goofy fabric with like toilets or something. I don't know.
That I want to see. I want to see if you do that.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you have more finishes over there?
No, just the two. Just 2 finishes.
Oh, okay.
But that's that's a record for me, guys.
I have a finish.
Yay!
I'm gonna need your help.
Yeah.
So that was the original.
This is the original mermaid.
These are the mermaids.
This is the redhead.
The redhead.
I've got the redhead.
Okay, and then I have the brunette and the blonde. They're done. Actually,
very nice.
Yep.
This is one of the free patterns from, I think it's Phantom Cross Stitchery, and I'll put the link below.
Thank you for remembering that, because I couldn't remember.
Yeah, they have a bunch of free patterns.
And this is on 14 count Aida, and the fabric is called Neptune, and it's from Bestitch Me. And I did not use the called for colors because they stitch.
Oh, careful, you're covering your microphone.
Oops, sorry. They stitch.
You want me to hold it?
Yeah, okay. You hold one side. In the pattern, they stitch all of this in blue.
Yeah.
But because I use the blue, I figured, well, I'm going to use the blue and I'm going to save myself a whole lot of stitching, which I did. So I was really grateful for that. And they only show the colors for the brunette. So I picked out the colors for the blonde. They're a little on the gold side, but that's okay. And then I picked out the colors for the redhead by just holding them up to my hair and seeing, well, that looks like it's right.
Yeah, close enough.
So these are
gonna find weird frames for these.
These are gonna be in 3 separate frames. Now
okay.
I will probably not be able to show you the finished thing unless we just take a picture later, because these are going. I need to finish these.
Take pictures.
I need to finish these for Christmas for Mom. So
So I discovered recently that I would like to try. There are like frame pieces that you can get that interlock together, and you can get different lengths. So you can get 2 long lengths for the sides and then 2 short lengths for the top and bottom.
Huh, that's an idea. Because it's like a PVC kind of thing?
No, they're wood. They're wood and they just fit together. You'd probably have to paint them yourself. Raw. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was actually just going to take a trip to the local store and see what I could find in 3 matching frames. Because I know I also
thrift store, but finding 3 the same frames at the thrift store, 3 same size.
Difficult. The other thing I saw at the store was 3 frames. They're photo frames, and there were 3, and they were in 1 frame, but they were separated by bars. So I could frame each of them, but they'd be in a row. But I don't know if I want to do that either. So we'll figure it out. Depends on what I find. And I think that's it for my finishes.
That's it for finishes? Okay.
Yeah.
Good job.
It took me a while to get through that.
If you've watched any of the previous Flosstubes with my mom, you'll see that this is the end in a long saga of struggles with these mermaid patterns.
She better love
Starting
them.
with,
she better love them.
You guessed it.
That's all I'm saying.
Cutting the fabric the wrong size.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so never have I ever spilled a beverage on a project.
This is why I have to have a cover on my coffee.
Mm-hmm. Oh, show them your mug.
Oh, is that the right side?
Yeah, they're both the same.
Oh, okay.
It says, which better have my coffee? So we're at my place. My best friend gave me that. Rachel. Thanks, Rachel. I love that mug. And then this one is...
I love that it has a cover.
Rogue One. And on the back, it's Warrior Gin. Because we're nerdy in this house. Yeah, spilled a beverage. Yeah, like who hasn't? So let's see. What's the one I like? Never have I ever taken a project on vacation.
Why wouldn't you?
And then not stitched it.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I'll take like 3 and then I'll stitch 1.
You think you're going to have more downtime than you
No,
actually
and you're
do.
like, you know what? I don't want to cross stitch. I'm going to sit here by the pool with a cocktail melting in my hand. And
I want to cross stitch.
Watch the lifeguards walk by.
I want to cross stitch, but lately I will bring a project with me and I will sit there and I will do a couple of lines and then I will squint at it and go, that stitch doesn't look even. I better not do anymore. I'll bring it home. I'll look at it under the magnifier and I'll go, what was I thinking?
Oh,
and I take those 2 rows out. Or in the past it would be like, I think I'm going to cross stitch. I've only had 5 margaritas.
Oh. There's that. Stitching and drinking, guys. Not a good mix. Drinking anything, really.
I mean, I always have a beverage when I'm stitching, but it's usually not alcoholic.
No, well, covered. Usually it's a covered.
In a covered cup.
Beverage, yes, because otherwise it ends up on your project.
Or me.
Yeah, or you.
Or the floor.
Oh my gosh.
Or the dog. Or the table.
Let's do one more.
Okay.
Never have I ever, I'm reaching already. Never have I ever cut the fabric while frogging.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, which is why I don't frog with scissors or, what's the thing called?
Seam ripper.
Seam ripper. I frog 1 stitch at a time with my needle. And I know that like a lot of stitchers don't care how the back looks, and I respect that. There's a lot of times I don't give a shit either how the back looks. I do find, though, if the back is neat, it's easier to frog with your needle one stitch at a time, and then you don't need scissors or a seam ripper because, oh my God, you cut a hole in your fabric, and then what do?
I'll tell you what you do.
Oh, here we go. What do you do when you cut a hole in your fabric, Bridget?
Okay, so I was using seam rippers, and I accidentally put the seam ripper in too close.
Yeah.
And I was using Aida cloth, and I ripped the Aida cloth between the 2 stitches.
Okay.
So now I've got a hole.
And is it where you would put stitches, or
Yeah.
was it supposed
No,
to be
it
blank?
was, luckily it was where I had to stitch over it.
Okay.
So what I did was I found some matching regular thread, like, you know, cotton.
Oh,
like
matching the
like sewing
fabric?
thread. Yeah,
Okay.
that matched the fabric. I remember it being like an ecru or something, so I had to find something off-white. But
Okay.
it wasn't that bad because I was going to put stitches over it.
Okay.
And so what I did was I took my needle and I very carefully went to the stitch on the other side of each side of the hole. Not at the edge of the hole, because that was just going to fall through.
Right.
The stitches on either side. So I had to frog out a little more than I wanted to.
Oh, I see.
And then I stitched very carefully, like overlapping stitches, just to reinforce it.
Oh,
then
so
I
you sort
stitched,
of like recreated the, what is it? The
recreated the bars.
Yeah.
With thread, and I had to do like 4 threads. And then I very carefully stitched over that and made sure that it didn't really show, because I am determined I am not doing it over. No, and I sew, so I was like, I think I can fix this.
No, yeah.
But I do not recommend glue.
Oh no.
Then you just get a lump.
Well, because glue, it hardens and it doesn't look right.
No, and you can't get your thread through it.
No.
So the stitching it back together kind of worked. And I had one project. Oh,
But that only works. Oh, you can't tell me.
never have I ever
Oh no.
gotten to the end of my fabric and found I had more project than fabric.
Yep. Is that like every time?
No. When you were little, I was stitching a train, and I had gotten this piece of train.
I love that one.
Yeah, right.
It's cute.
I had gotten this train. I
It
don't
was
remember.
big. It was like 3 feet or something.
It was a long train. It covered 4 pages in the book, landscape. And it was a lot of, all one color, because it was the caboose and it was the engine, and that was all black. The caboose was all red. Then they had a little car. It had a lion in it with a cage in front of the lion. Then they had another one with a giraffe, and the giraffe's head came out of the cage.
Oh,
it was
yes,
adorable. Do
that's
you remember
right.
it?
Yes.
Okay.
It was for
So
a circus, right?
It was a circus train,
Yeah.
exactly. And it was for their room. They were little. How old were you? I don't know. We were living in upstate New York.
Yeah.
I think you were 3.
2 or 3.
Yeah, 2 and 3. So I was making it for their room, and in their room they had all cross stitch pictures. They had Little Bo Peep, and they had all the little, because I had gotten a book from the library that was all cross stitch nursery rhymes, and I went nuts, and I just made like all of them, and I never ended up returning the book. I ended up paying for it because I didn't want to give it up.
Oops.
And yeah, so I didn't even have access to a copy machine, so I went ahead and did that. But I got all the way to the end, and I was halfway through the caboose, and I ran out of fabric. So what I did was, I was about an inch from the end. I took that inch and I sewed it to another piece of fabric, like square by square, sewed it to another piece of fabric with regular thread. And then I had another like 8 inches of fabric. Now you always saw the seam. I pressed it and everything, but the seam.
Yeah, now that you mention it.
You remember the seam.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
funny.
it didn't ruin the picture. I finished the picture. It was for the kids' bedroom, so I was okay with that. But you always saw the seam. And guess who I sent that picture to? I sent that to Carlo when Patrick was born.
Aw, yeah. I was wondering what happened to it.
Yep, I still had it. And when Patrick was born, I remember sending her that
So
pattern.
the project I did that on was the second project I ever did, which was this huge Santa Claus. It was called Santa's Workshop, and I think we found it.
Yes, we
in a
did.
magazine. Yeah, I'm going to restitch it. It was beautiful, and I was probably like 12 or 13 years old, and it came out so good.
We found it in Donna Cooler's book.
Oh.
No, I'm sorry, I'm lying. We found it in the Leisure Arts.
I was going to say it was a magazine.
The Leisure Arts Christmas edition special.
I'll put it in the comments.
Which I have. And I brought it in the last time
You
to
showed
show.
me.
Yeah, and we found it in that
I
book.
want to restitch it.
It's like
It's beautiful. It's Santa he's sitting on a bench. He's got a doll in front of him, and he's painting her face. And in the background, there's like shelves of toys and trains and all kinds of things, right? And then there's this beautiful, it's like a light green, dark green border, and I ran out of space at the bottom. So what I did was I just didn't stitch the border at the bottom, I skipped it. There was like an extra motif and I just skipped it.
It was mistletoe or something, holly and berries or whatever at the bottom.
And I had 2 squares at the bottom. And so when I framed it, the frame covered a little bit of the border, like it was a little too small for the cross stitch, but you couldn't tell if fabric was too small. So, and then I gifted it to my grandma,
which she loved.
Yeah.
And I was so proud of you because I think there was only like your
second one. It was the second one I ever did. And it was huge.
And it was huge. And all those toys. It was quite involved.
Yeah, lots of backstitch too.
Backstitch and quarter stitches. Yeah. I mean, it was pretty involved. And you were fun. What, like 14? 13?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was really proud of her.
And we learned in Leisure Arts magazine that there's twins. There's a twin pattern, not a twin pattern, but like a sibling
pattern. There's a sibling set. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I want to do both of those.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Yeah. That was fun. All right.
Yeah. What are we on
whips.
now? Whips. Okay.
So I'll do whips. Let me go to.
What are you doing for whips?
What am I doing? I am working on, so this pattern is called Here Right Matters. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. This is from the Notorious Needle Political Therapy Collection. I had to think about it. Political Therapy Collection.
Which you had retired. So did you take that out of retirement?
So some patterns are going to stay retired, like all of the anti-Trump stuff is going to stay retired unless he runs again, and then I'll let them all out because it's hilarious. I may have to do the individual one behind bars because it looks like that would happen. That's a free one. That's if you become a VIP, you can sign up on my website. You get access to members only free patterns, and one of them is the words individual one. In orange, because orange, behind gray bars.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so this is not that though. This is political therapy, and this is what I have so far.
Oh, wow.
So last time...
that is white, Ada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So last time, all I had was the dark here, and so I've stitched all of this. So this is a really easy stitch. Like, it's big groups of color. So I've been stitching this on lunch in my car at work.
And it looks really good on white Ada.
Yeah, well, the idea was that it's red, white, and blue.
Right.
So patriotic. And this is America, Here Right Matters. These are words that Colonel Vindman spoke during the impeachment trial, the first impeachment trial of former President Trump.
Have you ever thought you in your life would have to say the first impeachment trial?
No, it's a fucking joke. So he was talking, I don't know if you remember, I followed it, I watched it, and he was talking to his father because his family came from Russia, and speaking truth to power landed you in jail or dead or both. Mm-hmm. And he was reassuring his father while he was on the stand, you know, it's okay, Dad, this is America, and here right matters, I'm gonna be okay. And while he is physically okay, he was not assassinated, which is probably what would happen in Russia. He was fired, so there's that.
And his brother was.
He and his twin brother were both fired.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so I thought those words were really important, and when I created the political therapy collection, this is the one I did first, and this is the one I wanted to stitch just for me, so this is a just for me stitch. So that's that whip.
Nice.
And the next one is Elegant Pumpkins, and this is from, I think it's the is it Just Cross Stitch?
Yeah, Just Cross Stitch.
This is from Just Cross Stitch. This is the October 2010 edition, I want to say.
Does it have it on the front? That's the cover.
No, this is just the picture of this is what it's going to look like finished. This is Elegant Pumpkins 1. There's 2. So it's the first one. And then this is what I have so far.
So we're going to be seeing this a lot, just like Mother Moon.
Yeah, this is...
Because they take a while to stitch.
Maybe this should be our drinking game. So
maybe.
Last time I had the bottom of the green pumpkin filled in and I had all the lace done. So I finished the green pumpkin. So it's like a mini finish, right? Let's just call it.
Very pretty.
And then I started this, the big orange pumpkin in the background.
Is this Lugana?
No, this is linen.
This is linen. Oh my God. This is what I used to stitch on.
Yeah.
Back in the day when I could see. You know what? I think I probably could see this again.
Oh, I forgot. So on Here Right Matters, it's just 14 count white Aida. So nothing special. And then this is 36 count Winter Moon Edinburgh linen by Zweigart.
Very nice. But
so I'm stitching 2 over 2.
You might want to, I don't know if you guys can see the danglies here. That's not thread coming from
no, I need to I need to tape it. I got really lazy.
Tape it, selvage it, serge it.
Yep, I'll tape it. Yeah. I got lazy.
Yeah, masking tape works.
Oh,
sorry.
It scared me.
That wasn't my coffee cup.
Oh. Phew. Okay. Oh, that's backwards. So I'm stitching
the orange.
I forgot. In Here Right Matters, I'm using all the called for colors. And this one, I'm using the called for colors so far, except the little pops of mauve here. I changed that. I forgot what I changed it to. One of the satin colors. Oh, I put it in the last one. I forgot. I'll put it in the comments below. But instead of using the standard DMC, I'm using one of the DMC satin colors. But it's really close to the original color in the pattern.
Yeah, you can't really tell.
Yeah. But I just wanted...
What she's talking about is this little piece right up here.
Yeah.
This little guy. He's red. Oop, and there's one under him that's also red. I touched it. It moved. So the 2 red bits in the center of the lace. That's what she's talking about. Yeah. Yeah,
and I thought it would pop a little bit. It's so subtle, like it's pointless. But I wanted to try the satin thread, so I learned stitching the satin. They're very slippery.
They're slippery. Well,
yeah, I'm gonna add that to my the project I'm doing, the metallic thread sampler. I'm gonna add the satin to that, so we can see what that looks like. So that's that whip. Those are the only whips and the finishes that I stitched on this month. I have other whips, but I didn't stitch on them. So that's it for me for whips.
I only have 1 whip because I finished the mermaids.
Yay, good job.
But I am planning on a new start, which I need some help with.
Okay.
But we may not have time because we're at an hour already.
Oh, all right.
I mean, unless you want to do like a bonus where we talk about that.
Sure.
Yeah, maybe we will. So anyway.
You're so funny.
I love this stuff. Anyway, so this is the Peppermint Purple Sal for 2021. Now you may remember that I did the 2020 Peppermint Purple Sal, and I'm going to put them back to back and make a small pillow out of them.
Yeah.
Because I'm always having to have something behind my back. Yeah. And I may bring it to my mom's house and just leave it on her blue chair that definitely needs a pillow.
Yeah.
Anyway, but you will see I have done through week 50, which as of today, when
so you're all caught up.
I am caught up.
Woo-hoo.
That's because I finished the mermaids.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and my Santas and all my other stuff that I was doing. So this is, and I still am using the tiny hoop. I like this hoop. I don't know why. Right. I guess it's because it fits in my hand and there's not too much.
Okay.
And I don't know.
Sure.
Anyway, I've got 2 weeks left. That's it. 51 is going to go here. 52 is going to go here. And I went ahead and it did all of the border as well.
It's beautiful.
So the border, it matches the other one. So these 2 are going to be a set.
So is that border included in the stitch along?
It is included, but this border was, I don't believe this is one of the borders that was created by Peppermint Purple. I think this is one of the borders that was created by somebody else. But either way, you have options. You can look on her website and they have, Peppermint Purple has the stitch along, and they've if you've signed up for the previous stitch along, you'll automatically have access to the 2022.
Oh, cool.
And the 2022 is going to be laid out a little differently. But this one I decided to do this because I thought I would make a good pillow. But the borders you can download from there too. And then they also have a package where they have extra, for 2022 they have a package where they have extra little layouts, and they have extra borders, and they have stuff. So you really, you have a lot of customization. Now I used all the called for colors. in looking back, some of the colors pop on this, and some of them don't. This is kind of an oatmeal, I think it's a Lugana. And this is what I'm talking about when I say, you know, tiny stitches.
It kind of looks like potato sack beige.
Yeah, it does. It kind of looks like what you would have.
Do you remember where you got it from or what the fabric what it is?
I has no idea.
Look at who you're talking about. My edges. Look at your edges. Holy
I know,
cow,
but it's like I know it's going to be a pillow. I don't care. Right. This is all going to be folded in and sewn.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. I could have taped them. Actually, I did. If you see,
you pinking shears.
I pinking sheared it, and that helped. Yeah. I did pinking shear this size. This side, as you can see, some of it's still in pinking shear here and here. But in my defense, this was done by my stitching buddy, Tweezer.
Oh, yes.
Who was in the last video.
Yeah.
Tweezer is a conure, a pineapple conure, and he loves...
That's a bird.
He loves to pull
If you're like me and you don't know what a pineapple conure is.
Something I could happily throttle him some days, but other days I love him to death.
He's about appetizer size.
Okay, he's about that big. He likes to go along and pull all of my threads.
Oh, I see.
So in my defense, you can clearly see that this over here was, and this over here was pinking sheared. I decided to try the pinking shear method on this. And for the most part, the pinking shear method does work unless you have a bird who needs to validate every single thing that you stitch and paper that you work on and magazine that you have, which is why I have to make working copies of everything because birds.
Yeah.
Some of you know what I'm talking about. If you have birds or cats, both of those, they love to be right in the middle of whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
They're just not happy if they're not in the center of whatever you're doing. But I am very excited because I've only got 2 weeks left.
So I have a question.
Uh-oh.
When you've caught that tiny, tiny little hoop, and careful with the microphone, with that tiny, tiny little hoop in your hand, and you've got all that fabric, what are you doing with the extra fabric?
It just hangs.
It doesn't bother you?
No, because it's just like with this, now I got the last one, I hold it like this. If it's over here, I just put it to the side like that.
Oh, okay.
You know, I just kind of hold it to the side. But I find that the smaller hoop, it's not as heavy. And sometimes between all of the fabric and the hoop, it gets a little heavy.
I do too.
And I'm trying to make sure that I don't end up with arthritis in my left hand like my mother. And
well, I mean, arthritis is genetic. Like, I don't know that you can.
I know.
Yeah.
But you can do things, and that's why I was thinking about getting like one of those things that holds the hoop on the table.
Yeah.
But my back gets sore if I have to lean forward too much. So I don't know. I'm picky. Mm-hmm. I'm a pain in the butt. High maintenance. So anyway, this is my only whip at the moment.
Okay. So that's whips.
That's whips. Whips is done. Did you want to see the other one?
The other one what?
Because they're gonna.
Oh yeah, sure.
They're gonna match.
This is the other.
This is.
And you did the same border.
This is 2020s. So you see how, and that's on the same fabric.
With your microphone.
Sorry, it's on the same fabric, so you can see these are gonna go together very, very nicely.
This is backwards.
Yeah, because I'm stitching in the ditch, so these are gonna go together really, really nice when they're done, and the designs are pretty intricate.
They're beautiful.
Yeah. She is a really good designer.
Yeah.
And this was my first foray. Excuse me. This is my first foray into doing black work.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure.
The back is, you guys.
That's why I get the back and the front mixed up. Yeah. Even in black work, you can keep it neat. And I'm doing 2 threads. I'm using 2 threads.
Okay.
You could use 1, but I didn't think 1 would be enough color.
And this is 28 count, so you're doing over 2?
Yeah, I'm doing over 2. I'm not sure if it's actually 14. That might not be 28 count.
Okay.
That might be smaller. If you want to get out a measuring tape, you can sit there and count it.
It's close enough.
I don't care.
You know.
It's what I had.
Yeah.
And I pulled those pieces out, and I was like, oh, these are the right size, and they're the right background.
You measured these all right?
They were already there.
Oh, okay.
They were already measured. Okay. Well, she said how big the pattern was, and I figured, okay, that'll give me a couple inches on each end. I'm good.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Well, that's all you have to do for any of them.
Not every pattern tells you how big the pattern is.
Well, then that's not a very good pattern.
I do use some not very good patterns.
That's my snobby opinion.
Oh, I know. But if I like something, I'm going to try and stitch it.
Yeah.
And try and figure it out.
Yeah.
But, and there's my little... my little whip bag that came from Plant Love in 2021. That's from
it's Stitch Life.
Stitch Life, yes.
Yeah, that's the Stitch Life Sal, right?
Mm-hmm. That was part of her. Yeah, that was part of her Sal. That was
so. Let's do a few. Oh, why don't we? Let's do one more. Never have I ever.
Okay.
Or two or whatever.
Okay.
And then we'll talk about your future plans.
Aha.
You said you wanted help. I haven't.
Well,
I haven't figured
that's
out
going to
any
have to
future
be
plans.
another video because we're at a minute. We're in an hour 9. That's long.
Well, how long is it going to take to do that?
It might be 15 or 20 minutes.
Are you serious?
No? Okay. You don't want to spend 15 or 20 minutes? Okay. I can't decide. So, all right, we'll do this, and then if it turns out it's too long, she'll just edit it.
Never have I ever enjoyed doing French knots.
Doing what?
French knots.
Never have I ever enjoyed doing French knots. I'm confused.
Have you enjoyed doing French knots?
Oh, hell no.
Okay, then you don't drink.
Okay.
I've enjoyed it.
Oh, no.
I enjoyed learning them. I enjoyed using them. I even enjoyed taking them out and redoing it so it like got just the right placement for whatever eyeballs, you know.
My eyeballs always come out one's this way, one's that way.
They're like googly eyes.
Yeah, they always look like the person, you know, if I do eyeballs on a person and a stitch, it always looks like the person has some kind of eye issue they need surgery for. It's, you know.
That's terrible.
I like to use beads. I would rather use little seed beads because number one, the seed beads pop. You can use a little bit of glitter, seed bead or whatever, and you can get I can get the placement of the bead right. And if the bead's not exactly right, I can go through it with another thread in a different direction and fix it.
Okay.
Yes, but French knots. Now, there's a difference between French knots and what's the other one? Colonial knots?
Yeah.
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 So
they're a little easier.
When I saw your video on colonial knots, I realized you didn't. Oh well, I'm giving you more credit.
I might.
I think you should.
One day.
But I saw somebody's video on colonial knots versus French knots and realized there's an easier way to do this. And French knots, I've gone. I do colonial knots now.
Yeah.
If I have to do a knot.
Yeah. Let's see. What's the next one we want to do? Never have I ever swapped colors because you didn't have the called for color.
All the time.
Yeah.
And not because I don't have the called for color. Sometimes I'll swap colors because I have colors from some other kit that I did. And I want to use it up.
Yeah.
I got too much of it.
No, I've not had the right color and swapped it out, but usually that means you have to swap out like a couple of other colors, especially if they're shading or whatever, and it's not, I don't know, sometimes it comes out okay and sometimes it doesn't.
If it's like what I call the Fisher-Price palette, so in other words, whatever I'm doing is very block and there's no shading.
The Fisher-Price palette?
Right, so it's either red, green, blue, yellow. There's really not a lot of shading.
Sounds like a lot of my stuff.
No, you've got shading. You've got 3 different colors in that. I don't know if people can tell, but like isn't America, it's darker at the bottom and lighter on the top.
Yeah, but it's okay.
And you see how this one's darker and then lighter again?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's shading. I'm talking about if you only have one red.
Oh.
Okay.
Fisher-Price. I like
right. That. Fisher-Price colors. It's either red or it's green or it's blue or it's yellow or it's purple, whatever. Or it's orange. You can use any shade of that color that you have extra. It doesn't matter because it's not going to blend with another shade.
Oh, I see.
That's what I mean.
Oh, okay. Cool beans. All right.
Yeah.
So
use up what you got.
Future plans, I don't know. It's okay. It's still recording.
Okay.
The battery light came on. So I don't know. I don't have any plans. I mean, for stitching, I need to find new starts.
You
now
need
that
to
I have
finish
a couple of finishes.
your whips.
I need to finish my whips.
Finish your whips.
I need to finish our wedding announcement.
Yes, you didn't stitch on that though.
No, I didn't. The whole month I didn't stitch on it. So tell us about your plans.
My plan is to do Mother Moon.
Mother Moon!
Yes, I'm going to do Mother Moon and I'm going to do Father Son. But here's the dilemma. Okay, so Mother Moon, I have the called for cloth. It's Ada.
Okay.
And I guess it's the Charles Craft or whatever. You know from, if you watched the last Flosstube, that I bought a buttload of...
A crap ton.
craft ton, yes.
A craft ton.
A craft ton of colors. But they want Mother Moon on gray.
Gray.
And this is the only gray I have. And it's steel
dark.
gray. It's dark. Well, I get it. I think because they want Father Son on light blue.
Okay.
Now the light blue will work.
Hey, these colors would look nice in my house. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Oh, well, then I guess you'll have to go buy them when you do them.
I guess I will.
But anyway, I can understand why they want the Father Son on light blue, because it's supposed to be he's in the sky. And maybe Mother Moon is in the night sky. But the gray they show on Mother Moon isn't that dark.
No, it's a little lighter.
Yeah, and
it's more
I'm not
subtle.
sure, because the picture, these colors actually.
Oh, yeah,
I can find the better picture. She's on 92. I have that memorized here. I just gotta find her.
One more. There you go.
Yeah. So these colors, that's a very light
I think
gray.
this picture's a little washed out though.
It might be,
Yeah,
but I
that
don't
doesn't
think
look true.
I don't think these purples and the lighter pinks and like this, I don't think they're going to show very well on that dark gray.
You could probably do them both on this light blue.
If I had another light blue, maybe I would.
I might look at this.
But I
color
don't
as this.
think I do. But she's supposed to be in the night sky. But so I understand why they chose those colors.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, okay? I'm also not crazy, let me get to him, about Father Son on the light blue, because he's all in yellows.
He's on white. I would put him on white.
I'm
boring.
He's on, well, he's
or
yellows.
put him on like a.
I'll show you.
Like a blue, right? How would he look on this blue?
I don't know, but
Yellow and blue would look nice.
This is oatmeal.
Yes.
And I think.
No.
You don't think he'll look really good on the oatmeal?
No, the gold will wash out. You won't see it.
Oh, you won't see the.
Yeah.
Okay.
And see all the back stitch?
Yes,
you
it's
won't
pretty.
see any of that.
Because of the gold?
You need a high contrast
Okay,
color.
well, I'm glad I asked you.
The opposite of yellow is going to be like blue, or orange is blue.
Well, the other thing I was thinking, not for Father Son, because I could leave him on the blue.
Okay.
But for Mother Moon, I was thinking that this lighter, almost a peachy color might be better for the moon, because I think it'll complement the purples and the pinks.
I don't know.
You don't think so?
That's not to my taste, honestly.
Well, this is why I'm asking you.
Well, ask them. What do you think?
Well, I don't know if they can even see it, because I've been holding it down and I can't tell if it's,
This is like a peachy.
Like a peachy, yeah.
Slightly cream.
Yeah,
color.
and this is a very dark gray.
I think the gray is too dark. If you could find a lighter gray, it would look fantastic.
Or you think maybe I should just do it like on an ecru?
Oh yeah, ecru would work.
Okay.
No, because she's white, and you don't mix white and eggshell or ecru. That's gonna look weird.
But yeah, and she should. And
there's a lot of white,
and the moon is kind of grayish, right? So I could do it on this white, but I don't know if this is big enough.
I think you should do Father Son on white. Oh, you could do her on khaki.
On this one?
And that's like an ecru color.
It is kind of an ecru color.
What do you think? I think that would look good on the ecru. Ecru.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
I'm not feeling it.
See, me either. I wasn't feeling any of them. I may end up doing Father Son first and doing him on the blue. I don't think the Mother Moon's going to look that good on the blue, because in the parts of her face where they don't stitch,
some of the colors will wash out also. Like
right,
these pale blue motifs here, where you've got pale blue in the outline,
they're going to wash out.
Yeah, you won't see that at all.
So basically, what I need to do is buy another piece of fabric.
I think you need a
lighter gray.
Either a lighter gray. Well, this gray could work. I think. I don't know.
Well, what I could do, here's what I could do.
Because the border has some really dark colors in it.
It does, but I think that's too gray for her face, because this part here, I don't think is stitched.
Oh, good point. I don't know.
And I think that's
that picture's really washed out.
I think that's, well, the only other thing I can do is look at the pattern. I don't want to show the pattern.
Well, we can't show the pattern,
no,
but
I can look at the pattern. Yeah, see?
Oh, yeah, that's blank.
It's blank. So this needs to be either a white or a very, very pale gray.
Oh, I think you should do them both on white, but I'm boring.
I could do that on white.
Or do her on white.
Her on white and do him on the light blue. Okay.
I don't know. What do you think?
Or you know what? I could do her on white and then wait, because I'm not going to start them together.
Okay.
I'm going to start her.
Oh, okay.
Because I really want to do her.
Yeah.
And then maybe wait and then do him on the light blue or do him on matching. But the sun is not gray. So the sun needs to be, they wanted it blue because the sun's in the blue sky.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
I totally get that.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, but there's a lot that's not stitched on the face, and so the background color
through.
has to be the face of the moon.
Right.
Now I do have some, maybe I should go shopping for fabric.
Oh no!
Well, because here's the thing, I wasn't going to use this really nice dyed fabric because I thought it was full coverage.
Oh, yeah.
The sun is full coverage, but the moon is not. So if I got a fabric that was like Luna, and was dyed to look like a very light gray, it would actually make like there might be lunar things on her face. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I don't know if you'd like that.
You don't know if I'd like it? Too distracting? You know me very well.
It would definitely have a different feel, and then you'd be like, oh, is that a pimple? Like, what is happening on her face?
The moon does not have pimples.
Well, you put her on dyed fabric.
I know. But so this is where I get stuck, because to me, this is like heirloom quality. This calls for Krennig. This calls for seed beads. This is going to be a lot of work. I want to do it right. And for me, the first step is figuring out what is the perfect fabric to do this piece on. Because if I'm going to spend that much time on a piece, I want to do it so that I'm so happy with the outcome that I don't look at it every day and go, oh, I should have.
I wish I had done something different.
I wish I had a better fabric choice.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with holding off starting it if it means I have to shop for a different fabric choice.
Okay.
But that's why I wanted to ask you about it, because I really wanted to start this. Like, this is my next start. And I after all the fabric I bought, you would think I had plenty of different choices, but apparently not. No, I need to buy a different thing of fabric. Might have to buy more. Now I could do her on the white. And I think everything will pop on the white. Maybe I should just use white. The moon is all like, the full moon is kind of white.
Yep.
And this is very washed out. And even though they call for gray.
Yeah, I like the picture at the beginning better of this book. This picture.
That's on the gray.
Oh no, and this, but they stitched on her face.
Did they?
Yeah, these are all stitches.
No, honey, it's Ada. It's.
Oh, is it Ada? So
it's Ada cloth.
This is the picture in the front.
And it's a very pale gray.
Yeah, very pale though.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it could almost be white.
I like this. I like the very pale gray.
You like the very pale gray.
I think that will look better than the white.
Okay.
But if I had to choose between pale gray and like peach.
Okay, no on the peach.
Gray.
Right.
Yeah, I don't
pale
think the
gray
warm
or
colors
this
are gonna
heavy.
look any good on
Nope. Okay. So I do need to shop for a pale gray.
Or we can wait and see what you folks come up with. So
there's that.
Let us know what you think.
If you have some ideas, let us know.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you for sticking to the end. Hope this was entertaining for you. And until next time, stitch on.